Hello, this is Megan Schneider, Independent Scentsy Director of the Party Peeps team. And I am going to talk to you mostly today about Hostess Coaching. It's a really important topic, and a lot of people don't really know how to do it. So my goal is to really equip you to do a great job coaching your hostess to success. However, before you can hostess coach, you have to have a hostess. So I'm going to start with a few other things that lead us up to the coaching part that hopefully you will find helpful. First of all, you have to have a hostess. How do you book a party? How do you find a hostess? Ideally, you should really be having 6 to 8 parties a month. Now, if that sounds crazy, if you're thinking, how on earth would I have 6 to 8 parties? I've never had one at all, or maybe I've had like 2 in a year. How could I possibly do that? Well, we're going to change that. We're going to move forward with a different mindset, and we're going to focus on new ways to do things that will really engage and accelerate your business. So it's okay if you've never done it before. We're going to start with some terminology. I am going to probably slip up and say the P word, party, but we're going to try to change that and not say party. We're not going to really even try to say host too much, okay? It's okay to say them some people don't mind, but some people hear the party word and get a little bit anxious. They think it sounds like a big deal, like it sounds like they have to clean their house, invite friends, worry if they're going to let you down. They're going to have a lot of things to do, fix food, whatever. They're concerned when they hear that word. It kind of has a little bit of a negative connotation. And so I would just really encourage you to kind of get away from asking them to host a party unless it's someone that's comfortable with that. There are people, and you just kind of know they host parties and they're good with that. But for the most part, it's really good to focus on them and to tell them something maybe like, I'd love to help you get some free and half price Scentsy. Okay, I didn't say anything about a party. Or say something like, hey, do you have 30 minutes to help me expand my business? We can just share some awesome products with your friends on Zoom or Facebook Live. That's really simple, and it's much harder to say no to. If someone says, no, I don't want to help you expand your business, that's pretty hard to say. When you say, just 30 minutes, share it with friends, that's pretty simple. So don't overcomplicate. Don't make it a big deal unless it's someone who thrives on parties, and there are people, and that's great. Get in the habit every time you put an order in to tell them how far away they are from free and half price Scentsy. Again, you'll have to say from a party or party rewards, you can just say, hey, I know you just placed $30 bar with me. Do you know if we text 5 or 6 friends and they want a 6-pack of bars, I can get you $20 in free Scentsy and a half price item? You want to give that a try? I mean, that is so simple. Or if they ordered $120 worth of stuff, they bought lots of stuff. You say, you know that we are only $80 away from you getting some free and half price Scentsy. Let me go live with some of your friends and just share some things that are new this spring. And let's get you some free and half price stuff. That is such a different conversation than asking someone to book a party. Use your own words. Make sure that it fits your relationship with the person, but go for that every time. I have not done that. Like I said, I've shared a lot. I've always had good sales. I'm very thankful for my customers, but I generally just kind of end there, and that is what we're going to change, and you are too. All right, so if they say no, it's okay. It's really okay. You never have to pressure them. However, try this. So you've said, hey, you're only this far away. It's super simple. Let me do this. And they say, no, I don't think so. What are you going to do? You're going to say, you know what? No worries. I'm going to throw it on your own personal shopping link, and you can keep it open for 2 months. If at some point you want to share it with people, great. They can just order right online. You get the credit. If you want to order again, you can go in and just get the credit. At the end of 2 months, I'll let you know it's about time to close. We'll see how much free and half price stuff you get. And if you don't, no worries. I'll just use it myself. I mean, that's a pretty easy no-brainer as well. And I just mostly encourage you when you're trying to go for a booking, you want to think about their interest, not yours. It's that acronym TINY, their interest, not yours. And it's really important to remember, what do they love? What do they need? What do they like? How do they interact with people? And to make it about them and not you. When you start doing that, things will change. They'll start seeing why they should do it. And just be your genuine and authentic self. If it feels icky to spam someone and say, will you book a party for me? Don't do it. In fact, I don't think you should do that at all. If it feels more general, like natural to say, hey, you're already buying so much, let's just get you some rewards. Do that. You find your way and go for it. But it's all a mindset, and it's all in a pattern that you just do every time, like a checklist. So it doesn't become like, oh, I don't want to ask them to host a party. It becomes, oh, here, I'm going to get you the most stuff I can get you. I'm going to spoil you. We're going to do this, this, and this. Then they have to say no, and that's a lot harder. I hear that no one will book a party a lot. I hear that all the time. I can't get anyone to book a party. And so what I really want you to think about is, who did you ask to book a party today? And normally the answer is probably nobody. So say, okay, well, who did you ask to book a party yesterday? And usually the answer is nobody. Well, who did you ask to book a party last month? Well, maybe the answer is 1 or 2. But you seriously need to be asking 5 to 10 people every single day. And it can come in that natural form of, as you get orders, it becomes like a challenge. Like you want to see, can I get the no's? Because every 10 no's get you closer to a yes. It's statistical. And I'm just going to give this little tip too. There's a book called Eat That Frog, and it's about doing the thing you don't want to do the most first in the day. And this is something like I encourage you to work on as I work on it. But honestly, if reaching out and asking people if they want free and half price Scentsy is hard, make that something you do the first time you can do it in the day. Just do it, and it will get easier and easier and easier. Okay, so those are some suggestions for trying to secure some parties. Now, we are going to talk about how to make that successful. We all know that parties can be great and parties can be duds. And you're going to have duds occasionally. But what we're going to do right now is going to help improve those chances of your parties rocking instead of blowing, right? So first you need to make sure that as soon as you initiate it, it doesn't just become a, okay, sure, we'll do that sometime. You need to nail down the date and the time. Now, sometimes people are a little wishy-washy about it, so you need to really be firm on this and help them a little bit, because it's so much harder to ask them a second time to have that conversation, to get your nerve up. So I really recommend doing it right away. And if they're having trouble, they're like, well, I'm so busy, I don't know. Then just say, okay, listen, let me help you. Like, answer this for me. Is a weekday or a weeknight better? Is a weekday or a weekend better? Is a day or a night better? And think about like what nights are free. What times do you generally just kind of sitting around the house? Also try to think really smart about your calendar. You want to think about holidays, where they fall. For instance, this month is March. We've got spring break. That's probably not a good time to do a live party. People are going to be out and about going places. Think about, where does paycheck fall? You don't want to do it right too far away from their paycheck, because they can't buy Scentsy if they don't have any money left, or it's too long until they'll get it. Think about when people are the most busy. If your friends or their friends are usually people who have young kids, then they're probably spending the weekends on ball fields. You need to kind of think about that as well. So make a commitment to finding your date and time right away. Overcome objections about being too busy by just finding like, hey, when's your downtime? When are you just sitting and chilling and vegging on Facebook anyway? That's when we need to do it. All right. After you've done that, you need to decide on what kind of party or event. See, I'm using the party word, but that's okay. What kind of event that you're going to do. And I highly recommend you customize it to your host's comfort and their style. So if they're not a real outgoing person, they might prefer you just to go live and just present some stuff, and that's great. If they're the life of the party, they might want a fun theme, or they might want to play a game with their friends. That might be a really great thing to do. I have done bingo parties, Pictionary parties, scavenger hunts. I've even done Scentsy Clue. You could do Stump the Hostess, Stump the Consultant. You could do things like that. You could have a theme where you have everybody dress in a certain color, or bring a favorite snack, or maybe make it a Cinco de Mayo theme or something, whatever, a holiday or something. For March, I was thinking we could do a party where everybody wear as many colors as you can, and then if somebody comes with every color of the rainbow, they might get a little pot of gold or something. So just some kind of theme, and encourage, no matter what they say, encourage that there is a 30-minute live aspect to your party or event. It's huge. You want something for people to come to, not just kind of glance at through the week. Because a lot of people will just open a Facebook party and they'll just post some things throughout the week, close it out, and that's it. You can have a successful event that way, but it is much more challenging. So what you really want to do is have a 30-minute live where you show products. Now, if that terrifies you, I'm going to encourage you to take a deep breath and to think, do you want your business to succeed? Do you want your host to have a great party? Do you want them to get rewards and want to join? Do you want your business to grow? Because if so, you're going to have to work on getting more comfortable with going live. And I'll help you, and we're going to talk about that more. But just know, it doesn't have to be a big, scary thing. And I have a lot of tips for you, and we'll cover that later. But it's huge to have something for them to actually attend, even if it's virtual. All right, so you need to remember yourself and remind your hostess about how the expectations are to be successful. Now, you could say, I just hope it's a $200 party so they get rewards. And that's okay. I mean, you could do that. But why would you set your bar at $200 when you know that they will get spoiled at $500? So the expectation to always set is that you are going to help them have a $500 party at least. And that you are really not just looking at them as a hostess to get free and half-price stuff. You are looking at them as your next team member. And I'm going to tell you why you want to think that way. It's going to be so much easier to proceed with that already being in your head as your expectation than if you have like, oh, I'm just glad to have a hostess. I'm glad to have a party. Yay, we got to 200. That is setting yourself up at the low little bottom of that. Okay, you want to go for the mountaintop. You want to go to the tippy top. And that is a new team member who hits, when they sign up immediately, they've already hit shooting star. Okay, so here's what we're going to do, because again, it's mindset, it's looking out for their interest, and it's about just changing the way you have done things in the past. So you're going to tell your host that $500 in sales is what we're going to do, so they'll get $75 in free product and 3 and even maybe 4 half-price items. You're going to tell them ideally, we're also going to get them the host exclusive kit, maybe even for no money out of pocket, but using their rewards, which will come with, and you're going to list everything that kit comes with: a warmer, a bar, some washer whiffs, some catalogs, testers of every scent that they can use for wax. You're going to tell them and have like a big discussion about what's in that they can get that basically with their rewards for no extra money. Then you're going to say, on the 10th of the month, when we close out your party and we get you that kit, I'm just going to flip that party to you. And what that means is on the 10th of the next month, you're going to get $100 deposited on a pay card. Now, I was kind of bossy. I said, this is what we're going to do. I didn't ask them. I just said, I mean, that sounds so good. Why wouldn't you want all that free stuff? And why wouldn't you want to get $100 back, basically? I did not once say, do you want to join my team? Do you want to start your own business? Can I sign you up? I didn't say any of that. I just said, I'm looking out for you. Here's the most bang for your buck, because that's what people want. It makes it a no-brainer. It makes it hard to say, like, no, I don't want to do that. You'd be like, you don't want $100? And then you can discuss, well, listen, there's no pressure. But you can also say, here's another thing that's going to happen. You love Scentsy. When I do that, not only will you get all the rewards, the extra little kit, the $100 paycheck, basically, but you will also qualify to buy a Shooting Star Enhancement Kit, which is all of this product for a very reduced price. That's going to be hard to say no to. And so that is the goal. You get to the point where that's just what you say every time. This is how I do parties. This is how I sign people up. It doesn't have to be this big giant thing where you've told them how much they make or what they can do and what their minimum. It's simple. You're just sharing how to spoil them the best. So that's a big part of it, is just setting their expectation at the very beginning. That's really what I say is your first step. After talking them into a live portion, you want to make sure that they know that that's the expectation. We're going to get to 500. We're going to sign you up for this amount. Now, the other thing you want to do is you want to give your host a on-the-go party bag. So I would do that about a week before her event. You want to make sure that that party bag is in good shape, it's enticing, it has some products to experience. And if you're doing party packs, this would be a good time to put them in for her local guests that she can share. But you want to tell her the expectation is to bring in $200 in orders before the event, so that if she does that, you'll give her a special prize. Okay, and the other thing that you want to set the expectation for is to tell her you're going to do all the hard work, but you do need her to engage her friends, her guests, and comment on everything in a very engaging way. So that's the main thing you're really wanting her to do, is get the people there and then engage them. You will tell them that that's imperative to get those rewards and that extra $100. So you want to set that little second seed for getting that money. All right, another tip. Help your host make an awesome invitation list. Number one, tell her, do not over-invite people. You really want to aim for about 25 to 30 people invited total. And you want to think about it as if you were having a home party, you wouldn't want her to invite 360 people. So why on Facebook would you invite 360 people? That is just going to make people ignore the invitation, because they can tell she invited everyone and the next door dog, right? So tell her, we want to aim for 25 to 30 people. We want to start with your Fab Five. Who are the 5 people who will come and watch it just because they are always up for that, or they're her best, like she knows people love Scentsy, or she knows that they'll just support her because they're her 5 best friends, family members, whatever. Okay, then you'll ask some people who you know already love and enjoy Scentsy, and expand like that. The other thing I would say is, do not, and stress this to her or him, do not add people without asking first. Nobody likes that. It's icky. We've all been invited to groups and events, and I didn't even know what the stuff was. I don't really even know the person that well. Don't do that, because it's futile, right? People are going to ignore it anyway, and it's just not the way to do it. And make sure she personally asks people if they want to be invited first. So when she has her list of 25 to 30, 40, 50 people, she wants to ask people individually if they want to be added. So first of all, I suggest that she calls or does a voice message for the people she really wants to add. And that way they hear her voice and it makes it really personal. Have her post on her Facebook wall something like with either a GIF or a fun picture or a video that she might do if she's outgoing and willing to do that. Something to get attention, even if it's just a picture, and have her say something like, hey, let me know if you'd like to see what's new with Scentsy, and I'll add you to my Scentsy Facebook event. Or simply, who wants to be added to my virtual Scentsy party? Something like that. Maybe you give her both wordings and she can use it, or tell her to just, put out there how she wants to do it. And then they should do that right away. So as soon as it's booked, have them put that on the wall. Whoever replies, add me, make sure that she adds those people. Okay. You're going to have her do that a second time the day of the party too, for some last minute RSVPs. Hey, remember my party's happening in an hour. Let me know if you want to be added. Sometimes you can get some extra people. Here's the next thing you need to focus on when you're coaching your hostess. You want to get her excited for her rewards. Now, a lot of times we say free and half price Scentsy, and we think that's so exciting, but they're like, okay, I don't even really know what I'm going to get. Have your hostess make her wish list. That's really big, and tell her, dream big. It's going to be like a shopping spree at the end. So you want to have a lot of goodies that you're going to get to choose from. This will help her get her party rocking, because if she's having trouble making her list, you're going to help her, okay? I suggest maybe making a little simple hostess wish list Google form that she can fill out, and that way you've got some specific things you ask her. It makes it easy for her. Or you can just message her or have a little phone call with her and say, hey, what are your favorite 3 warmers in that catalog that you're looking through? What are your favorite 12 scents? What is the diffuser that's most appealing to you? Things like that. And then you want to share your hostess wish list with her friends, okay? So either go live and share a few of the products or make a video beforehand. Those are awesome. But at the least, at the minimum, make a graphic. I use Canva. A lot of people use all kinds of simple things. The Scentsy website has made it easy to pull the images, and I can help you with any of that. But make a little graphic showing what she's super excited about. And that way she'll start getting some engagement. You could ask people when you put up her wish list, which of these are your favorite that she's picked out? Or has anybody used any of her, things she's hoping to get? All right, so after you've gotten her excited and she's got her wish list and you know that you're building up all the fun, you're gonna set up her Facebook group page. Now, I suggest setting up a group page about 7 days before the event. And I do like groups instead of events because events will go away. Once you've had the party, the event, the whatever, they don't show up anymore and it's hard to still engage with people. Groups stick around, so you've got them. Another thing to consider is when you flip your hostess and she becomes a consultant, she has that group which will become her VIP Scentsy group. They're already her customers and she's already got it started. She doesn't even have to do that, which is awesome. And even if she doesn't flip and become a consultant, think about this. That group is there. She did the party. She got rewarded. It was awesome. You want to have her do it again. And I suggest just saying right then, like in 6 months, we're going to do it again, right? We can do this again in 6 months. Okay, we'll get you some more free stuff in 6 months. It could be 3 months, but 6 months, the reason that's so fantastic is you can be like, well, we'll have a new catalog. So you'll need all the fall stuff if it's spring and vice versa. All right, you can make events within your group as well. So if this group is her party group, you can still go in and make it the specific event for that 30-minute live. And that's where you can put the details of the Zoom link or any of those things. So that's awesome. And you can set reminders and they'll get notifications for the event. Keep the group and the event real clean and simple with the most important details clearly shared, the Google form, which we're going to talk about, and the Zoom invite information. You don't want to clutter it up. Now, remind her again, her most important thing is to comment, like, and tag people. Don't overuse tagging. Don't have her tag every single person that has said they're going to come on every single post. That's pretty obnoxious and pretty see-throughable, right? You kind of see through that as don't do that. But if maybe I post something with the pet line and I say something about who has a cute little, fur baby that would love to smell delicious, and my hostess knows her people, she would tag the 3 or 4 people who are huge dog people. That's an appropriate use of tags in my opinion. So her job is to comment, interact, share things, and just generally be very excited. Okay, well, we've come to the part where I'm going to talk a little bit about a suggested timeline. It can be tweaked. You can do it and decide, I don't know if that quite worked, but here's just a good framework. I don't believe you should post constantly in the event. Your goal is to get people there for the live part. However, you can build some interest and get a little bit of excitement going. So, 7 days before the event, you want to drop off your on-the-go bag with your host party packs to share. You want to set up the Zoom invite so that you can put that in the information. You're going to make the Facebook group so she can add her people, and you're going to go ahead and make a Facebook group event, an event within the group for that 30-minute time. So they see the date and they get that they're going to show up for that. You want to have your host do her personal asking about a week before, her 25 to 30 people, and use those voice messages and things like that. And then she's going to add the people that say yes. You're going to have your host post something personal on their page asking if anyone would like the invite. Let me know if you want to see what's new with Scentsy this spring, right? We talked about that. This is about a week before. And here's a big one. I really recommend this too. Go live in the group or post a pre-recorded video introducing yourself, hyping up this a little bit, spending a little time together with their host, and seeing what's new with Scentsy. Share that you're going to showcase some great new items, ways to save money, and how to order real easy, that you're going to make it easy and tell them how, or tell them you'll show them how. And then share a cool tip or something, either a favorite new product or a tip like how to change the wax with the cotton cleanups, or maybe the newer dishes have the number of suggested cubes of wax. Something that they might be like, oh, that's cool, I didn't know. And then I would say a week before you're going to create, or if you've already created it, share your Google form with the guests, okay? All right, so that sounds like a lot, but that's a week before. You're going to do a few things. Some of those are really easier than they sound. About 5 days. So I'm going every other day with a suggested thing to do. Have your host message any guest that said they wanted to be added but haven't RSVP'd yet. Ask them if they would just RSVP so they don't miss anything. Go live and show off the premium diffuser, and be sure to show everything about it. You want to tell them that it has a lifetime warranty, that it has all those light options, that you can put different shades and make it really desired, like show it off, right? Skip another day, 3 days before the event, go live and feature the Scentsy Club, or take a picture if you have a Scentsy Club subscription. Share what you get and why you love it. Really, really share how amazing Bring Back Always Get Your Bar is, and the perks. What are the perks? At 10%, at $30 in your club, you're not only getting bars that you can't get anymore, and they're making them just for you forever as long as you keep it in your subscription, but you are getting 10% off, so you're getting a discount at $30, and then at $60, you get a half price item. And that's where I'm going to share that half price item I always choose is a whiff box, because the value is insane. It's close to $40 of product for $15. So that is something I would definitely be sharing 3 days before the event. 1 day before the event, I would do a right place, right time special feature. So you're basically going to share something that is a limited time offer that they're right in the right place time for. The warmer of the month, which is on sale, you want to share that, or any kind of corporate specials that are out right then. So if there's a clearance, well, you wouldn't really want to do clearance, but you know what I mean, like any kind of special that Scentsy corporate has put out. And I would highlight the bundles and saves, because they're gonna like so many things, and you want them to go in knowing that they can save money, okay? Then the day of the event, have your host ask that one more time on their timeline if anyone wants to be added so they don't miss out. Have your host personally message their guests to remind them, hey, my event, my live Facebook is at 30 minutes, or tonight at 7, I can't wait to see you. They need that reminder. And it needs to be, I think, voice. That's the number one way to go. And then you personally just want to post in the event, hey, 30 minutes until we start, can't wait to see you. Grab a snack and a drink and we'll see you. Have fun sharing Scentsy with your guest. Keep it to 30 minutes if that's what you've said you're going to do, the best that you can. I get challenged with that. But just really think about the things you love, the things that you think people would love. You don't have to get every product in, because that's almost impossible. But do have fun and just give them a clear idea of when their orders are due to you and how easy you're going to make it for them. Okay, after the event, you want to thank your hostess, make a really big deal that it was awesome. You want to nail down her rewards and make sure she wants the party. If she does not, offer it to the other guest. You can say something like, hey, Christy's party has unlocked the hostess exclusive starter kit. Who would like it? You can share what that is. You can have messages, whatever. Follow up with anyone interested, answer any questions, and get that party flipped. Contact each guest and confirm their order. You're going to have their info because they will have filled out the Google order form. And then you can say, oh, it looks like you are only like one thing away from a bundle and save. Do you want to add that? And then send a PayPal invoice. And then your hostess can, if she signs up, be sure to announce that in the group and let everyone know they have a new Scentsy girl. If your host does not sign up and you need to get a guest, and you do not get a guest to sign up, offer to someone on your potential teammate list. You should always have a list of people that you would love to work with, that you think could use the Scentsy side gig, someone that would be fun to work with, whatever, and just make plans for their next party. Okay, a few other things to think about. I always say one of the best ways to know how to help a hostess is to be a hostess. So Yeah, have you ever hosted a party for another direct sales company? If so, think about that experience. Did you get help from the consultant? Were they helpful to you? Did they tell you exactly how to do it? Did you do it? Was it crickets and you just kind of were floundering? If you've never hosted one, why haven't you? What would make it easy for you to do it? And then help be that kind of consultant with your friends that are going to do this. Okay, hostess coaching is imperative. If you don't know, it is. Hopefully at this point you're going, oh, I see how that would help. But it's imperative for a successful event. You may have a dud from time to time still, even with hostess coaching, but you have very little chance of success if you do not guide and help your host. Another tip, I believe, do not overpost. You're trying to get everyone to attend the live event like I mentioned, so you can post once a day, but don't just post constantly. And when you do, be really purposeful and personal. Make sure what you post is fun, informative, interactive, engaging, helpful, something like that. You want to ask interactive questions. You can ask their opinions. They love to say which warmer looks good in a room, or what scent combos sound the best, or what categories of scents, all those kinds of things. Post a fragrance quiz, something that will engage them with Scentsy. Share a funny Scentsy meme. But again, purposeful, personal with what you share throughout the week. And in general, make your whole event personal. Take a little minute or two to make some graphics, to make a header for your event. If you do not know how, I'm here to help you. I would love to help you. I can help you, and it's very simple. But just commit yourself to learning how to do some of that so that you have a more branded to you kind of event. There's a million Scentsy people. Why do they want to come to your events? Because you've put the extra little bit in. Don't just use stock flyers and expect to have meaningful, memorable event. You're going to need to go live or make a pre-recorded video, make your own graphics, stand out in some way, and keep them in the group. That's another big tip. Do not send them to order on your personal website. They don't know your website. They don't know where things are. They don't know how to find everything and get the best deal, but you do. And I always think we would not do a whole home party and at the end everybody's ready to order. You'd be like, okay, well, step up. There's my computer. Go order. We would not do that. We would either help them. We would go order it right there, or we would take their invoices later and enter everything for them. So why would we do that on a virtual event? You don't want to lose them. You don't want them to forget to order. You want to go ahead and help them. So Google Forms. If you are like, I don't know what a Google form is, I will help you with that too. But using a Google form is the best way to help, especially when you're not with them in person. So you'll be able to follow up with them because they're going to give you all their information. So you're going to have all the complete information because it's required on the form. You're going to be able to suggest things like the bundles and saves and upsell on things. I can see you liked the scent. Did you know it comes in our counter clean, which your members like magic in a bottle, things like that. And you also want to avoid having to do a whole bunch of extra work or them losing out if you do flip the party on orders that were on the personal website, because those go to you right away and it's a lot more difficult to try to get them over even if you can. Okay, one of my last big tips here, videos are important. And if you didn't hear that already, I want you to hear this and I'm going to help you with this. Videos are engaging. They're informative, and people are so much more likely to buy from you if they see something being used in your home or they hear you say something that connects with them and they think, oh, I have that problem. If you're nervous being on video, you're not alone. But remember, you have to push yourself to grow. No one cares what you look like and no one cares how you sound. You'll get better all the time with practice. I have, and I'm still not great. I still do a lot of things that I'm like, ugh, it's just part of it. People really don't care and they're pretty forgiving. So practice, commit to doing it. I'll practice with you. I'll give you tips. You want to send me an example, anything like that. And remember, at the very least, you can always turn your camera towards a product and talk about the product, and you don't have to be on the camera. As you grow, though, I would encourage you to get more comfortable, and I can teach you all kinds of things to help, but you just kind of have to do it. You don't have to be totally polished, and it's almost better sometimes. If they can see that you're just a normal person who says or so or whatever, or maybe they go, oh yeah, look, her teeth are crooked like mine. It helps them relate to you. So don't worry, you're just a normal person. That's a good thing. It makes them another seed for that they can do this too. I will say lighting and angle is important. I actually recorded this last night in my office, but it got dark. The lighting was very weird. I looked yellow and it wasn't good. I also was extremely exhausted, so that was another thing, although I am stopped up today, so I could still say I shouldn't have done this video, but I knew I needed to get it done. But the other big key factor was the angle. When I looked back at the video, it was showing my double chin. So now I have my camera tripod up on a Scentsy box so that my angle is better. I also took just enough time today to kind of make sure things were centered and framed, and it just looked a little bit better. Again, doesn't have to be perfect or polished or perfection, but do put your best foot forward, right? And you don't have to dress fancy, but if nothing else, put on a Scentsy branded hat, put on a Scentsy t-shirt so that they see that. Or if you just have a favorite outfit that you feel better about yourself. One of the things is sometimes I love sleeveless shirts, but I don't love how I look in sleeveless shirts. So sometimes I'll record something in a sleeveless shirt and then have regret. So for me, even though I'm hot-natured for videos, more often than not, I'm gonna make sure my sleeves are on and that I'm modest, hopefully that nothing is showing. You wanna have good awareness about that. Other than that, really just be yourself. Share your products. Sharing enthusiastically is what really makes a difference. And sharing like ways that people can use it and that they can relate to. And the other thing about doing videos, going live, when that hostess does flip that party, they're gonna be like, you know, that wasn't so hard. I'm just gonna do that too. They'll know that's the pattern. Everything you coach them to do will be what they do for their next person. It all comes out of that. I don't really feel like we need a huge summary, but I'm gonna just go the points. You have to book a party, and I've talked about ways to do it. You have to choose your date and time. You have to choose your party event type. You have to set successful party goal expectations. Set the bar high so they know what you're going for, including that flip a party option with the verbiage that makes it a no-brainer to do. Help them make an awesome invitation list. Help them get excited about their rewards. Set up their Facebook group. And then stick to your timeline. A week before, you've got certain things. 5 days, 3 days, a day before, the day of, have a great event. Follow up. Make it personal. Get those orders looking beautiful, because that's good customer service. Because even if your host doesn't flip, even if nobody at the time of the party doesn't flip, you package all their goodies up, you put some special things, you put some join information. You never know if one of those people becomes your next rockin' awesome team members. So always be purposeful, mindful. Be a team with your hostess and coach her to success, and your business will change. You also will want some booking seeds, which I did not talk about because we're going to talk more about parties and how to, like the meat of a successful party, but you want to have some booking things. You want to follow up individually with like a booking enticement so that you get that party train going. You get parties from parties, and that's how you get to that 6 to 8 parties a month, and your business will have so many potential people. Not only will your sales be through the roof, you will get new team members and they will learn how to do it, and your business will be transformed in 6 months, and you'll earn incentive trips too. So I hope this was helpful. Thanks you guys for watching. Let me know which parts you want more information on, and I'm always here to help. Don't forget, party on.